Skate. Skate is a franchise that is so oddly relevant for what it was. And it's simply because it had such cool characteristics and features and bugs that made it cement in Xbox 360 history for probably about 10 years now. And it fucking ruled YouTube. You saw Jacksepticeye playing this in Vanoss. Don't lie to me. Every game in the franchise is more popular than the last. Skate 1 had a smaller following than Skate 2, and Skate 2 had a smaller following than Skate 3, which led to the YouTube takeover, and everyone wanted a sequel to Skate 3, which oddly enough didn't happen for around 10 or 12 years. We sat there, people were chanting Skate 4 in Twitch chats every E3 for years, and on the day that we finally got the message that we had been waiting for, everyone freaked out. And we waited, and my bones became frail, and my eyes have gotten worse. I'm gonna need glasses soon, goddammit. And then bam, it's out for the open early access playtest. So how is it? It's rather complicated to convey in a single sentence, but this is very different in many ways, and similar in others. There's a divide on the internet with some people saying this is worse whenever the Outdoor Boys quit. God damn it, come back. And then there are some people who think it even surpasses Skate 3 in some aspects. While some elements from both categories I think are true, it also has changed so much that it has lost that feeling the original Skate 3 had. But we'll get into that. In terms of gameplay, it's very similar. You have the traditional camera angle with the traditional controls and the point system, and the environment looks absolutely gorgeous. However, this time, Skate takes things to a vertical level instead of keeping it grounded. It doesn't stick to parks and streets that we're used to in the old ones. You can now climb skyscrapers and skate built-in ramps on them and glide from building to building. It's a vast change in the vibe, but it also encourages exploration, which I do think is a positive feature. But it does come with the con of making the game feel very different, in that if that is something that you didn't like about the sequel, I could totally understand that. But I love the climbing system they've added, and I love the exploration that I've been able to do in this game. And Skate 3 did have the Mega Park, but it did not have whatever the fuck this is.
It's just funny watching you just fly. Teleport back.
The positive part of this, besides exploration, is it also just allows the player to express themselves in a much more broad spectrum. Opening it up to a vertical level, as well as having parks and roads that you can skate on, makes it to where players can transition from rooftops to ground and street skating in one line. And I've seen some crazy clips online already showing players been doing these huge transitions from rooftop to rooftop or rooftop to skate park and making their line last way longer. And I think that is something that is really cool, because you can also opt to play the game how you want to and change some of the settings to make it feel more realistic if that's your play style. And I enjoyed how the game handled on default settings. The only setting I really changed was FOV, but I'm no trick liner, so I don't have to do any of the crazy settings. And everything felt very responsive and solid. I will say that Skate 4 feels smoother than Skate 3, but not as snappy. Skate 3, the dark slide and other tricks would feel very snappy, like they would happen instantly and whenever you did the input. While Skate 4, there is some lag. I do like it to a certain extent because it feels cleaner in a way. I didn't think that the team behind Skate 4 would be able to replicate the feeling of Skate 3 exactly, just because I think that would be incredibly hard to do. But I did have a fantastic time in exploring the environment and shredding some gnar. Spot battles are back in the form of Throwdowns, which have their own pros and cons as well. I think it was a good way to freshen it up. I just wish that there was a queue system rather than having to put it down on the map. Throwdowns are like spot battles, but they don't have a predetermined position. You can put a throwdown flag anywhere on the map, and people who come over to the flag and join the lobby will then have a throwdown or spot battle in that area, which I think is amazing because it has limitless possibilities for where you can do them. I was confused on why I couldn't queue for them, but then I realized that you have to beat the entirety of the main challenges to be able to throw down the flag. But if you haven't beat the main challenges, you can still join it. I will say I have not been playing the main story that much. I have mainly just been exploring and doing some of the side challenges to get points to buy some cosmetic cases. That being said, I did join a Throwdown and play a couple. However, one of them that I did join had fucking Tony Hawk himself in it, apparently, because this dude got 160,000 points and then walked off.
That's crazy.
What?
Guy's 40,000 points already. I have 5, dude.
So how did you? So you can do throwdowns or whatever you're calling them?
Yeah, dude, this guy's... It's like... Sweatiest, crazy fucking dude I've ever met in my life.
Which guy?
I'm the closest guy to him. I have 11,000 points. He has 127,000.
Oh my god.
One of the biggest downsides for this game for me personally is the actual feeling of it in terms of the vibe. Skate 3 didn't feel, I wouldn't even say grungy, it just had more heart and more tributes to the actual skate culture that was there back at the time. Like, Coach Frank isn't in the game, and I wanted them to bring Coach Frank back so badly. Rob Dyrdek isn't in the game. The whole attitude towards Skate 3 felt gone. And that attitude towards it felt right for the audience it was trying to appeal to at the time. And while some of that remains, I am not the biggest fan of V. She can be a bit much sometimes, and honestly, it makes the game a lot better if you just go to the settings and turn her ass off. The challenges are fun, but I do absolutely miss the old characters and the old cutscenes. Jason Lee, my goat. While I'm talking about some of the negative things, there are so many things that I still enjoy thoroughly. The larger server makes every single session feel more alive. You see other skaters building their own spots, and you can just join in and skate with them. Some players have been seen blocking the extrovert shop though with this and making it to where you cannot interact with it or level up, which is fucked up. If you do that, shame on you. The upside to this though is that throwdowns are also able to be played on top of these built structures. So you can have throwdown sessions that are custom made almost, making the versatility of it endless. And whenever we're talking about the main characteristics that drew people into Skate 3, we can't forget the jankiness that allowed you to do a bunch of glitches or weird, dumb shit, like fly your character across the map. And honestly, I think that Skate 4 has more of that than Skate 3 did. It's crazy.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Where's my guy, dude? It's supposed to follow him. Oh my god, I'm seeing him. Oh my god. I can actually almost see my guy. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's going up.
Yeah, he's still going up. He's like getting terminal velocity. Carl, look at him. Even now. I'm doing the Jesus.
Dude, what an image. How far up are you?
20,000 meters.
Where even are you? What is that? Those rocks?
I have seen clips of people turning into the Silver Surfer on this game and just being in space, which is crazy to me because that means that they modeled the curvature of the map and space because they expected someone to do this at some point. I must admit that I missed the X-rays of Skate 3 from Hall of Meat, where you'd fall and watch your character's bones break, and playing those game modes with my friends and laughing so fucking hard with those shitty 911 microphones from the Xbox 360.
Rex is doing it sideways. Do something.
My biggest complaint is the multiplayer system. At launch, there was no way to party up in a lobby. You just had to join the other person directly into a server. There was no way to party up before entering a server. That meant that if the servers were full for both of you, you just couldn't play and you had to relaunch your game, connect to a different server, because there was no way to go join a different server or start your own private one. And you just sat there refreshing and praying to get in. I had to wait an hour to connect with my friend, and I literally was not able to play with my brother for the entirety of the night. GTA figured this out years ago by just having the option to start your own private lobby. It's just a simple oversight that soured my taste in the beginning. Skate as a whole, though, is still a very fun game to play with friends, and it's free. I'm excited to see where it goes, and I hope they keep all of the game modes and cool stuff not behind the season pass. That's my biggest concern with this game, is the season pass and the direction that they take it. I really hope they don't start adding loot boxes that cost a bunch of money, and loot boxes now even put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth just because I don't like seeing them. But they're free and purely cosmetic, so I'll give it a pass for now. Just please, for the love of God, don't add game modes and hide them behind season passes or like huge things, because they have to be planning to profit from it somehow. I'm just curious to see exactly what they do. Despite its flaws, Skate 4 captures the chaotic fun that made Skate 3 so special in a good way. I just hope that the future updates focus on the community and don't lock the new game modes behind a paywall. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that Skate 4 is a worthy successor, or it's a pile of hot dog shit? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Thank you very much.